Oh, we're recording.
We're always recording.
Okay. Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Ranga Chow.
Cheers!
You're going to have a good day. We are.
Shut up and drink. Welcome back, everybody.
Got a subject for you. It's a bit controversial. Now, with this subject material, you watch Chow and he'll be like, oh, I don't know if I want to comment on this. But
is it just going to be because there's really big words in play and I'm like confused? Or
with all the sexual discrimination and the female rights issues that are going on at the moment based out of Canberra, I thought I'd address that in one or two ways.
No, I'm not sure if I want to touch this.
That's right. So, firstly, I agree with everything that they've said. It shouldn't be happening, it needs to be stomped out, and it's bullshit. I've got a daughter and I don't want her to grow up in that environment. Having said that though, if you walk around the Gold Coast with your nipples hanging out in a G-string, now I'm not saying you're asking for it, but are you not putting a message out there that's sort of a bit contradictory to being a...
Well, man, that's what really frustrates me, and my wife and I have this conversation quite regularly. We're on the same page. We have a son, as we've mentioned in the past, and if I was to ever find out he was even slightly disrespectful to a woman, it'd be my job to kick his ass down 10 pegs.
Yeah.
But the problem is there's no education on either side. Like you say, you've got the girls coming down and personal life experience at the airport.
There's so many naked girls twiggling their asses on TikTok, it's not funny.
The other day, in the airport, pretty standard place, you're not there to show off to anyone, it's a goddamn airport. Young girl and her mother walked past me, the young girls reached up for something. And she had a midriff shirt on that came halfway up her breast. She has no bra on. She's probably all of 14, 15. And the mother is there with her. And I sort of looked at the mum and went,
what are you
why?
What
Why
are you
would
teaching
you let her think that's okay? That's just as bad as the guys that are doing the wrong thing.
Well,
they're not doing the right thing.
Look at it from this point of view, right?
But if they were educated better.
If I go up to a big construction guy on a construction site and I walk up and I go, you look like a bit of a dickhead, and I'm dressed like a nerd, there's a fair chance he's going to punch me in the face.
I bet you, given the fact that you're 10 foot tall, you're at this in the pants.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's not going to end well.
And you can't say you're asking for it because that's not the accepted thing.
Look,
but
you don't deserve to have the crap beaten out of you, but saying something like that's going to happen.
But the way they're going on, they're saying all men are terrible, oh, all men are bad. Well, they're not, because all the men are not the ones in jail. The crazy bastards end up in jail. That's where they're meant to be.
Well, that's it. And even that, our penalties aren't harsh enough, so that's probably a point of
So
argument.
I take offence when they're saying there's all this stuff about, oh, all men are bad and they're all harassing us.
The arguments
women's
are
rights
completely wrong.
But, you know, fuck you, I haven't done anything wrong to a woman.
It's not about women's rights, it's about human rights.
Correct.
Just like it's not about black rights, white rights, or any other rights, it's human goddamn rights.
Agreed.
Everyone is entitled to do what they want without prejudice, but at the same time, everyone in this world is aware there are good people, there are bad people. If you don't want to be a victim of a bad person, don't put yourself in the situation.
Correct, yeah.
There is always going to be bad that happens out of your control.
That's the old thing. If it looks like a duck, quacks like a duck, then it probably is a fucking duck.
Well, that's it. So you're right, this is a very, very hot topic to get into. Very political, but at the same time, it's an education thing. It's what I'm going to keep coming back to. It's a lack of education, both men and women.
I wouldn't let my daughter go out of the house dressed in a midriff at 14 years old.
That's an education thing. When she does decide that she'll walk out the door, pushing the boundaries in an outfit, if you go, see ya honey, good luck, then you're an irresponsible parent. But if you look at her and go, sweetie, you're not going out like that because there are bad people in the world, and you're dressing yourself up as a big neon sign.
I do love the idea of women defending themselves though. Like honestly, I think that's great. It would be excellent if some guy was hassling a girl and she turns around and just fully throat punches him and drops him on the ground. I mean, I'm the first person to sit there and go, that's awesome.
But at the same time, I think that just as funny if it was a 6'5" bloke that's built like a brick shithouse and a little guy like me goes, thump, and knocks him to the ground. Yeah. Again, male or female makes no difference. This is about a size thing. Blokes that are bigger are picking on women that are smaller.
When I was in Thailand, I remember seeing a big Russian guy fight a little Thai boxer in the ring, and everyone's like expecting this Russian guy to kill this little guy. And it went for about 60 seconds, and the Thai guy knocked the Russian out cold. The Russian was like, had no idea where he was. In La La
Sounds
Land.
like you when you're in Thailand.
Yeah, that's what happens in Thailand. For about 90% of the time.
That's how chows are born.
Anyway, yeah, so it's an interesting topic, but I was going to say, speaking of women defending themselves, so my daughter was at a little playground thing. This is going back a couple of years when she was about 5 years old, and this boy pushed her over, and I saw it and I thought, well, you know, you little bastard, we'll let that one go.
Yeah,
And then he pushed her over again, and I've gone, right. So I went over to her and said, you were right. She goes, you keep pushing me over. I said, mate, stop pushing her over. And he looks at me right in front of me and pushed her over. I've gone, right, you little shit. So I got my daughter and I said, here's what I want you to do.
I can't hit him.
I want you to make a fist like this and swing it back as hard as you can and hit him in the chest next time he goes to push you. So sure enough, he goes to push her. She swings back like this, completely misses, hits him in the throat. He goes down like a sack of shit and then gets up screaming and asking for his mother. But the worst part is, all the adults are now looking at what's going on, and my daughter's running over to me going, I did it, Daddy! I did it, Daddy! I got him! It's like, oh no.
Kids are terrible for their honesty, but
it was good though.
What a brilliant act.
Oh, it was great watching my daughter knock a bully out of the park.
And, you know, to be objective, violence isn't the option. However, it is a option. And if words don't work, if you can't explain to someone politely and constructively, hey, don't push this person, or else, the or else could be anything. Doesn't have to be violence, but in this particular case it was, and it worked a treat, because I bet you that little kid doesn't do shit to a girl ever again.
Anyway,
but I mean,
so
yeah,
that's the end of that topic. I'm not going to go any further on that because I think it's a bit in depth and it could upset some people.
and it's just not as funny as we'd like.
No, well, it's a hot topic,
You know,
though, isn't it?
It's very much on the adultery, sexual kind of thing, but it's nowhere near a fisting or a good rubber foot from a sex shop, you know? Dude.
Anyway, Chow just goes right over the line. Anyway,
consensual fisting and feeding.
So that's it for this week. For today's session. Don't forget to subscribe in the little red button down in the corner there. And also, if you want to leave a comment, that's great. Leave us a like as well, that always helps us out. And if you would look up our Patreon page, there is the opportunity to support us there a little bit, which helps us get these videos coming to you day after day after day.
And that's about it, guys. Cheers.
Cheers, we'll see you next time.
Drink up. So yeah, it's pretty full on topic you went with there.
It's great. I think the idea of my daughter beating the shit out of some guy who's pushing her around is really good.
But yeah.